AITA for asking my girlfriend to stop smiling so widely for photos. I, 43 meters, met a woman, 34F, online several months ago. We began talking and we really hit off. She's a really pretty woman, but she does have a slight flaw to her physical appearance. She has a bad case of TMJ, which makes it so that when she gives a big smile, one side of her mouth curls up into a huge grin while the other side basically stays still. Every selfie we've taken together has her looking like this. While I absolutely accept that this is just a condition she has, I wish she would do what she can to make it less noticeable. We've recently started talking about becoming engaged. Both of our sets of parents are ecstatic since they both apparently thought that grandkids weren't happening from either of us. But when the subject of engagement photos came up, I told her that she should not smile quite so broadly so as to let her true, natural beauty shine through. She got really angry at this and said that the curled up lip on one side is / her natural beauty, since it's her. She said that she isn't even sure if marrying me is a good idea. I'm the youngest of 4 kids in my family and the only boy. My father, 71 meters, when he heard about his told me that it was no wonder that none of my relationships have worked out through all these years and that I need to apologize to her and beg her forgiveness. My mother, 67F, said that I should have been nicer but that she understands. I know all of this sounds bad, but I just really want her to be at her best. That's not for my sake, but for hers. If she actually goes through with marrying you, and you actually stay together after this, you won't need to worry about her smiling happily for long, especially if you'd actually say something like this to her. I can't believe you'd actually wonder if you were somehow in the right on this one. Let's not pretend you wanted her to reduce her smile for her sake, that's shallow. I'm genuinely worried for you and your future prospects for marriage. What is the big deal with the way she smiles? Does it really bother you so much that you felt the need to say something? This is so incredibly selfish of you, and I completely agree with your father. I would be surprised if she still married you. Your father is 100% correct in his assessment. You're 43, dude. You really don't know why this was an asshole thing to say to her. You don't deserve to have a relationship with this wonderful woman. I hope she leaves you. Also, for me at least, alarm bells at the fact that they met online only months ago and are already discussing engagement. Obviously don't know their situation and all couples move at different speeds, but that's very odd to me and makes me think Op is hiding a lot more than his image obsessiveness from her. He sounds like a manipulative narcissist. Maybe not, but regardless, Op, While I absolutely accept that this is just a condition she has, I wish she would do what she can to make it less noticeable. Accepting it means not trying to change it. You can't have it both ways. AITA for hiding what I got left by my grandma from my stepsister. My parents are divorced. I, 16F, lost my grandma from COVID in April. She left me her really cute and also delicate jewelry and all the jewelry she had gathered over the years, including some nice necklaces, bracelets and rings. Her engagement ring was there too, but my dad kept that safe for me anyway because I think he was a little worried my mom would try to claim it. Anyway, when the stuff first made it into the house, my stepsister, 14F, took an interest in everything I had and wanted to look and touch and for me to share, and I told her no. She was upset and said we need to share things, and I told her not when it was sentimentally valuable and something my grandma left me. She told me we're sisters so I should share, and I told her no, because she has nothing to do with my dad's side of the family. It got more heated. My stepdad wanted me to share. My mom told me to let her use one thing occasionally, and eventually I had enough of trying to protect it, especially after I caught her searching my room for it, and I made the decision to leave it at my dad's, and then I decided to live there more than here. So I only see my mom every other weekend, and my mom still thinks I should have left it there for sharing. I explained my decision to her and she told me that it's unfair for me me not to share when I would with a bio sister. Told her I would if my grandma was their grandma, but she has nothing to do with my grandma and never did. She told me that's not fair when she's as much my sister as a bio would be, and I said no, she's not when it comes to my dad and my paternal family, because she will never be part of their lives or get anything from them, and she's not entitled to it. I said she has her dad's family if she wants that kind of relationship. My stepsister has been calling me a B / ever since I took the box away. NTA not even close on this one. Who demands someone else's sentimental inheritance? Your mom is the biggest a-hole because she should be the adult voice of reason. Plus, it's not her late mother's jewelry, so why is she involved? Your dad keeping the engagement ring safe is very telling of your mom's behavior. Glad you have your dad's place to get away to and some things to remember your grandma. NTA. These are inherited items from a beloved family member that Step is not at all related to. Your steps and your mother are being greedy. NTA. You handled that situation very well, and I'm appalled that the adults in the house couldn't respect your decision. NTA. The stuff is the final gift from your grandma. The value it holds because of that is incalculable. Blended families are tricky, I get them wanting equality and fairness, but that should apply to how they treat you, etc., and has no bearing on your inheritance. The lack of respect for your boundaries isn't pleasant. Is your stepsister normally indulged? Used to having her own way? There has been a lot of we're family now. We share and we don't let the step define things, and she has liked it and embraced it, and they let her use it to get her own way more. Yeah. AITA for yelling at my mom that she is obsessed about my boobs. AITA for telling my mom to stop obsessing over my boobs. Posting on mobile, so obligatory apology for the formatting. I, 22F, have always been, well, blessed in the chest department. It's something I used to be super self-conscious about since my mother makes a big deal over it. I'm the only daughter in a family of 4 kids, so my mom was overjoyed that she finally had a girl. Which means she's always hyper-focused on me and my body, especially my boobs. Imagine being 10 and listening to your mom argue loudly with the sales lady at the store that I could absolutely not be wearing a bra because I was too young, even though none of the training bras fit me even at that young age. Spoiler, we ended up having to get me an actual bra. I mean, I could constantly list the things she does / says in regards to my chest, from telling me I shouldn't be showing off so much cleavage in front of my brothers, to that I shouldn't wear tops that are too revealing because creepy old men will look at them. The problem is that everything is too revealing. I could be wearing a normal t-shirt and it would be too revealing because it would be a little stretched out and tight on my chest area. I felt so self-conscious I basically wore giant hoodies most of my teen years so she wouldn't comment. Well, fast forward to now and I've begun to appreciate my body for what it is. I like my boobs the way they are. Yeah, I might not be able to fit into some clothing types, and yeah, I might accidentally, or purposely on occasion, be showing cleavage, but that's my right. And being away from my mom at college for the last few years was super helpful to get the negativity away, but being back home during COVID for my last semester has been rough, especially after my mom and dad gave me a graduation gift of $5,000, which my dad suggested I put towards a car, and my mom suggested I put towards breast reduction. I was stunned, and frankly so was my dad. She got super defensive and launched into a rant about how I need to do this so I don't look like a tramp all of the time, and I'll never find a good man if all they are interested in are my boobs. I was furious and let all of the pent-up rage from the last 10 years out on her, and told her she needed to stop being so obsessed with my boobs, and I'm going to do with them what I want even if I look like a tramp. She broke down crying and left the house and hasn't been back in hours. My dad agrees that what she says was uncalled for, but that my response was equally uncalled for, and now I feel incredibly guilty. AITA for yelling at her about her comments over my boobs. Edit to update. First off, did not expect this to blow up this much, and it's sort of weird to have so many people talking about my boobs, although I asked for it. I want to thank everyone for your thoughts, and to all those blessed-chested ladies in the comments who've given wonderful advice on dealing with this and other haters, loving yourself and how to find proper bras. You're all amazing. To all the pubs in the comments and now in my DMs, GTFO, you're la gross. Second, the update. We finally found out where my mom was after 5 hours. To no one's surprise, she went to our church. When my mom got back, she was incredibly weepy and apologetic, lots of "I'm a horrible mom" talk. I let her sort of vomit out all of her excuses. She's concerned about POVs, some BS religious stuff about modesty and tempting others, lots of "I was just trying to help/protect you," etc., and I kept quiet. Once she was done, I apologized for my language towards her but not for being angry. I explained that it really hurt all these years that she would want me to change/hide the body God gave me. Thanks for the advice to say that everyone, and that I wouldn't tolerate any more discussion of my body or my boobs, period. If she does do it, I'll leave the room. She wanted to continue talking, but I did my best to shut her down and end the conversation. I know I'm not going to change her mind on most of her excuses, and TBH, I don't want it to be my responsibility to fix her BS mindset. It is my job to set boundaries for myself, so that's what I'm going to try to do. And I plan on having a discussion with my dad soon too, but honestly I'm already exhausted from this all, so that's going to happen later. NTA, wow, it honestly sounds like your mom might be jealous and it's not up to her at all to tell you to get a breast reduction. Now if it was to a point where it caused you health issues, then she wouldn't be wrong to suggest it, but it's still ultimately up to you in any situation like that. Honestly, I never even thought it might be jealousy. You could be totally right. I mostly chalked it up to her being raised differently with unhealthy Christian values about sexuality, particularly for females. But she's also not shaped like me. She was a twig with a flatter chest, her words, until she had kids, and while I think she's beau today, I fucked up now even though she isn't as thin as she once was. I know she's particularly self-conscious about her looks. NTA, telling your daughter to get an unnecessary and unwanted surgery is insane. NTA, your mom sounds as creepy as the old men she's warning you about when it comes to your boobs. She needs to mind her own business and take a good hard look at herself before commenting on your appearance. Breast surgery is a huge undertaking, not to be considered lightly, and telling her daughter she's trampy is extremely uncalled for. Put the money towards the car, enjoy your assets, and disregard your mom and her peculiar ideas. NTA, I don't know what her problem is, but it's her problem and she's making it yours. Calling your own daughter a tramp because of her body shape is incredibly mean and cruel, whether she intends it to be or not. The only reason to have a breast reduction is if you want one. Full stop. You like your body and you like the way you look in your clothing, and that's what counts. Your mother needed a dose of frank truth, and I'm not sure she was willing to listen to any other method of presentation. Not to mention telling her to cover up her cleavage around her brothers. If your son is staring at your daughter's tits, you have way bigger problems. There is no reason to hide your body like that, and it sounds like Op's mom is a very boys will be boys so girls should cover up mentality. Is it possible that Op gets inappropriate comments? 100%, but that's on the people making those comments, mom included, for their own crappy behavior. NTA Op, get yourself a car, or some nice halter tops to show off the girls.